Hey guys, this is Kim from My Feathered Nest. Welcome back to my channel. So we are in the foyer today and I'm actually kind of getting everything amped up in here for spring and kind of into summer, and I'm really excited with the way everything is turning out in here. I cannot wait to show you guys. But today I'm actually going to be working on the two flower arrangements that I keep on either side of my front door. I will move in just a second and show you. I have two olive press buckets that I keep up there, and I change them out with the season. And so I thought it would be fun to kind of show you guys my system for making this floral arrangement. I did a video on how I made my front door floral arrangement. You can kind of see it hanging right there. If you are interested, I will make sure I put that video in an iCard right here. But I don't have a beautiful systematic way of doing any creation. If you guys have ever watched my DIY bee-skep, I'll make sure I link that in an iCard right here as well. That was from a while ago, and I probably would do it a little bit different now as far as how I show you guys, but I got the job done. And so just keep that in mind. I am not a professional DIY crafting video girl. This is not the channel for you if you are looking for extreme systematic professionalism. This is just kind of me showing you my crazy way of doing things, and it ends up, I'd say, looking pretty good. So if you are interested, stay tuned and let's get to it. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you what I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I actually already have some floral picks that I actually have been keeping in the olive press buckets the whole entire time, every time that I've changed it out. They're really good neutrals, and they just kind of have gone with everything, and it makes it so that I don't have to put as much back into, and so it saves me a little bit of money. But I did go to Hobby Lobby, of course, when the picks were 50% off, so let me show you what I picked up. And also, just to let you know too, my theme throughout the summer and the spring is gonna be lots of pops of yellow. I kind of want to pop yellow and a lot of greenery everywhere. I'm just wanting to just fill my home with greenery because I love the way it looks. I think it invites just a really good feeling of freshness into the space, and I just love it. So that's what my theme is. So let me show you what I picked up. And of course, I duplicated everything for both sides of the door. So I started out with these, I think these were like, what are they called? Like ranunculus or something like that. But I got one for each side, and these were $7. I'm sorry, these were $3.50 after the discount. I also chose two of these really pretty butter yellow hydrangeas. These were $5 after discount. So these were a little bit more expensive, but I've said it before when I did my last, the DIY wreath that I made for my front door, I don't buy a ton of expensive floral picks for my projects, but you have to kind of do a good mixture. So do a mixture of a little bit more expensive, but then save money on like your filler pieces, try to get them cheaper. Even Dollar Tree sometimes has nicer floral picks that you could use as good fillers. I do have a couple that I'll show you in just a second that I've actually had, and I'm gonna try and incorporate into these arrangements. So two of these for each side. The Dollar Tree, I don't know what these are. It's white in color, and I'm gonna use these as kind of like a filler piece. I had these on hand. These were from the Dollar Tree. I have told you guys this before, and I will tell you again, I say go big or go home. I'm not a minimalist. I like things big and showy, especially if you have a big space for them. I mean, obviously, if you're working in a very small space, you can't do very big arrangements. But I say make it as big as you possibly can, because then it's just more showier. So I always like to look for things that are gonna give me height. And so I picked up these. These were $2.50 after the sale, and I only picked up one for each side. They're just kind of cute, and they're kind of twiggy looking, and I kind of liked them. They were just very small little flowers, so they wouldn't take away from like the main flowers. And you don't want your flowers overly competing. You like don't want to purchase all huge flowers like those hydrangeas. They're big, they're a big cluster, and so you want to kind of make sure that you're you know, having a good variety of smaller and littler. Smaller and littler, really. Smaller and bigger. Anyway. Okay, so I have said this before too. I really like Hobby Lobby's little selection of their like their paper flower picks. I just think they're just really cute, and they kind of add like a different texture, and I like that. So I did pick up one of these for you know, for each arrangement, and these were only $2.50 after the sale. More fillers, I picked up 2 of these. I have no idea what these are called, but I liked the color, that buttercream yellow, and these were only $1.50 after the sale. And of course, I also picked up, I love lamb's ears. I absolutely love them. I love the texture. I love the green, but yet they've got that softness on them, so it kind of makes them a little bit of a muted out, softer, even a softer green. These are only $3 after the sale. I did pick up 2 picks per each side. Another thing, besides the height and besides having a mixture of the smaller and bigger flowers, I also always like to have something kind of dangling over. It's just, I think it's more aesthetically pleasing. And so I picked up these guys. I think these are so pretty. I love these. I do not know what they are, but after the sale, they were $7 a piece. And so that's a little bit more of an expensive, but what an impact this has. This is a pretty substantial pick here. It's really long, and that's kind of what I'm wanting to go for. I really want it spilling over. I'm hoping that besides what I already have in the olive press buckets and then adding this, I'm hoping that's going to give me the effect that I desire, because I really want something flowing over. So let's get to it. Let me show you the flowers, like I said, that I kind of always keep in the containers. So this is the olive press bucket, and like I said, I have one on either side of the door, and these are the picks that I was telling you that I keep in here. Pretty much I kept them in here during the fall, during Christmas. I kind of just use them as my base because they're a very neutral color. It's just this pick right here, and I'm sure I picked these up at Hobby Lobby at one time too. And then I've got this kind of like a limelight color, really pale. If you can see that, it's hard to tell. I know the lighting's not so great. I don't know why, because it's a pretty sunny day out, so I don't know what's going on. But it's a really pale greenish yellow. And it is, I think it looks like a wisteria, and it is a really nice quality pick. I actually picked these up at a store in Sandusky, Ohio. It's K&K Home Interiors. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Sandusky, Ohio, I highly recommend going to that store. They have an outlet next to their main store, and they sell like awesome quality stuff, like stuff that you would find at like department stores. Love that place. Anyway, so let's come on with me. Come into my world, come into my madness of creativity right now, and let's get these floral arrangements done. Okay, so I do have one of those green floral blocks in here to hold my floral picks in place, and like I said, I've got these guys in here, and I will keep them probably just how they are. I kind of like to drape them off, you know, to the side. And I definitely think I'm gonna have plenty overflow with that other pick that I got. So let's get to it. I'll start with this long flowy thing here. And I think just to kind of make sure that it's kind of not just like piece, you know, different pick, different pick, different pick. I'm gonna kind of take and kind of mix it up a little bit here to kind of make sure we've got some flow going on where it makes some sense. Flow going on so it makes sense. If y'all can keep up with my thoughts and what I say, then y'all are just truly awesome subscribers. Okay, so what I'm gonna do too is I'm gonna just, like I said, I have 2 of these on either side of the door, and I like them to look pretty much as, you know, the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish one though, and I'm gonna do the other one. Sometimes I'll kind of put a piece in, and then I'll go to the other side and put a piece in, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna just finish this one, and then I'll just mimic it over there on the other one. Okay, so I'm liking that. I've got good flow. I love how it's like dangling down. Now I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna go ahead and place some of my tall pieces that are gonna go in the back. Probably, okay, I'm gonna use this, and I'm probably, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this guy. So I'm gonna kind of spread them out, fluff it up, and then kind of put it in the back. kind of looks silly. If you can't really see that, but let me put this up a little. It kind of looks silly because you got this thing just going straight up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna probably bend it down a little bit, keeping some of the height, but it just looks silly going straight up. It doesn't look, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. So I'm just gonna kind of work it. And then of course, you know, you'll adjust as you add more. For right now, that's where we're gonna stay. Okay, and I'm gonna get some more of my back pieces in as well. We'll go ahead and go with these. These are pretty. Olivia told me these may be goldenrods. I don't know. There's so many different types of flowers. I can never keep up with all of them. I'm planning out a big, well, I don't want to say big, but I am planning on a flower garden. I've probably mentioned that before. Right outside of my screen house. I want it to look kind of like a cottagey English style garden. So if you guys know some shade plants, perennials, especially shade plants, perennials that, you know, are fairly easy to maintain and take care of, then please let me know. I know I want to do hostas. I love hostas. I don't know, they're one of my favorites. But, and I think I'm gonna plant, for some color, I'm gonna plant some impatiens out there because they're a good shade. And how I'm deciding how much I'm cutting off, I'm holding it up here just to kind of see, and it gives me an idea of how much I need to cut off. So in this one, I held it up here and I wanted it about there, but I have about 2 inches. It goes beyond the container about 2 inches, so that's how I know what to cut off. I'm kind of fluffing it, and I want it to go towards the back. I don't want this, anything of these tall pieces, I don't want them to go in the front. I want them to be more in the back. So I don't want to cover up what I'm doing. Okay. All right, go ahead and place some of my big like statement flowers. Like I said, I'd like to do things in groups of 3s and 5s. In this case, I only have 2 hydrangeas. I decided to kind of do the 2 hydrangeas and then this one little grouping of, I think, like I said, I think these are ranunculus, I think. We're gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna see, but if I'm not mistaken, in the last display that I had in the olive press buckets, I only had 2 like the bigger flowers and used something else like this as well, and I think it looked right. So let's see. So, and another thing, you could always put a really pretty loopy bow on here too, but I don't think that I'll do that. I think I'm just gonna leave just the florals. So I am gonna have to cut some of this off, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really like the leaves on this flower. I love the flower, but I don't like the leaves. I think the leaves look really cheap. I may decide to rip these leaves off. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna see what it looks like and then I'll go from there. Obviously I want these, because they're my statement pieces, I want them more in the front of the floral arrangement. So I'm gonna shove her down in here. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna like these leaves. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull them off. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And they just kind of pop off. Yeah, I don't like those leaves. So let me pause this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these guys. So I went ahead and just cut both of these just for sake of time, but I placed them in. I did pull off all the leaves except for, I did leave, there was 2 at the very top, just in case you're wondering. I did leave 2 of them because you can't really see the kind of cheapness of those leaves in particular, so that's where we're going. So I placed the ranunculus kind of in the center, but up a little bit higher, and I think I'm gonna be okay with just the 2 big statement flowers. So now let me move on to some more fillers. I'm gonna go ahead and place the lamb's ear in now. And I wanna get these, I kind of wanna put these more towards the front, just because I love the coloring. I don't want them to get that coloring to be completely lost. So I will probably place them towards the sides, but a little bit more towards the front versus like my other fillers that are kind of going towards the back. So, yeah, let's chop off a pretty good amount of these. Sorry, I hope I'm not getting in the way. All right, I'm gonna put this, let me see, I'm gonna fluff it a little bit before I put it in there. Kind of bend it. We'll see how that looks. And if you don't like it, obviously it's very easy to change. I like to separate. Okay, so let's see what it's looking like so far. If you can tell, kind of blends a lot in with my walls too, but in person it's showing up. But it makes me think maybe I should throw another brighter color in there. We'll see. That's the beauty of these things, right? You're like an artist. You just keep on working it, and if you have to change something, you do. Things look a little bit differently. I had to change cameras because I either have a problem with my battery or I have a problem with my memory card, like every single video I make. So if you are a YouTuber, I highly suggest, and especially if you're a newbie, I highly suggest always having bigger extra memory cards and an extra battery for your camera. Just saying, it would make your life so much easier. And you would think that I would have picked up that stuff because I've been doing YouTube for a little while now, but I still have yet to do it. Anyway, so I'm really liking the way that this is turning out. I really am, but let's add those white flowers. I'm going to place these more towards the center, I think, to kind of go along with the ranunculus a little bit. So let's do that. I'm working from the other side now, trying to get a good angle for you guys. So I'm going to, and these things are pretty tall too. I did cut off a substantial amount of them. Oh yeah. Yep, I'm liking that, I think. Let me shove that down more. Yeah, maybe that will be better. Because then I don't want it to make it so high that it just like your eyes just completely go to this. And just kind of keeping it center still. And I'm kind of like, sorry, I don't mean for my back to be all up in y'all's view. Let's see, I don't know, I like that better over there. Just want to make sure that I'm keeping my flowy stuff. Okay. Okay, so you see how that is looking so far? And I'll make sure that we get plenty of pictures of the after as well. So I'm really liking it. It's really big, it's really showy, but I feel like I'm missing something over here on this side now. So I may, yeah, I'll kind of move this guy. And then honestly, this guy kind of got lost, but it's okay. You know, things may, especially the way I do things, I add a lot in there. And so some things may be kind of lost, but then when someone is actually up looking at it, they'll kind of notice it more. It's kind of like hidden treasures. Last thing I have are these cute little papery flowers, but in all sincerity, I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna look and see if I even wanna add them. I don't think I'm gonna add these, guys. I think I'm just gonna save these for something else. I'm liking the way that this is looking, so I'm pretty pleased with it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pause the video, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll come back to you. I'll make sure that I film it, and I'll get really good and close up so that you can see everything. And just in case you're wondering, these olive press buckets did come from Hobby Lobby, and they're kind of they're great because they're flat. Obviously they're flat on one side so that you can hang them on the wall. So I'll see you in just a minute. Guys, so here she is. I'm going to flip the camera around to end this video just so I can give you guys some really good close-ups of the floral arrangements and how everything is looking on either side of the door. I am in love, you guys. I just absolutely love big, showy pieces. And so this definitely makes a statement in here. I feel like my foyer is starting to look like a florist shop though. And I just cannot wait to show you guys. It is just, I'm really liking it. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss anything that's coming up. And I will flip the camera around and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.